I'm gonna grab a cup of coffee somewhere around here.
Find me
Coffee.
Valerie, Kyle Travel Channel.
We spent the day in Ketchikan and it was absolutely fantastic. The weather was just perfect. It was a little bit cloudy at first and then the sun came out. It was such a pleasant day. We did have a little bit of wind when we were eating lunch. I'll show you that in a little bit and explain it. We feel so lucky because we've been tracking the weather and it's been all over the place, which is why it's so hard to pack for Alaska. But I will say, the minute you get to port and you look out the window or you're up on the deck, the downtown area is so small and there are tons of shops. So if you forgot something, they have disposable ponchos or the one-time use. They have jackets, they have gloves. Things are very reasonably priced too. So I wouldn't worry. If you forgot something, you can always pick it up and it's not going to be exorbitant like sometimes it is when you're on the ship and you forget something and it's so expensive. It's not so bad. I'm going to show you everything we did here. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the experience so that you can see what it's like in Ketchikan if it's your first time. It's crazy how close everything is. Look at this. Creek Street. So we're going to walk up here and then go around. This is Creek Street. We have the Lumberjack Show is right there, and then Crab and Go is in the building right next to it. Insane. Everything is so close. Ketchikan is absolutely beautiful. I cannot wait. We are docked right there. And this street, we're walking all the way over to Creek Street, which is so close. We made it to Creek Street. Creek Street, which is where all of the old brothels used to be. You do cross a very small bridge. It's a row of shops, and then there's a creek that runs alongside where we saw some seals, and we saw one who had a giant salmon in his mouth. They were swimming around. We did see some fish swimming as well, so that is where you can kind of see the salmon swimming through. Super awesome to see the wildlife. I was so excited to see the seals. The shopping is cute. They're just little stores as you go. And we did stop for coffee, which was fantastic, definitely needed. But it's a really cool area to walk through. It's very fun and it's definitely a highlight of Ketchikan. We're all watching the seals.
Hey!
You three look like you got caught doing something you shouldn't be. He's coming this way, right? Oh, yeah, he's right there. Oh, my God.
Oh, and you're not ready?
No, I am recording.
Oh. That's a large otter.
I'm going to edit all the sound out of this.
Why? That makes it more fun.
Get four. Same $4.
Oh my gosh. There's so many visitors today. Last night we actually went to the show. It was Sequins and Feathers that actually came out last week or the week before, where I do the ship tour and I tell you about the shows, the food, the entertainment. After the show, the cruise director came out and he gave us all a heads up about getting into Ketchikan, about the gangway situation, about timing. So we got to port around 8. Gangway was to be down at 8:30. He said Ketchikan is the only port we are going to where throughout the day the levels rise and fall. So the gangways actually change location. Could be on 2, 3, 4, 5. But he said throughout the day, the gangways will change. So just be aware of that. Because of the change during the peak time, so like 8:45 to 9:15 a.m., they only had one gangway running. And then they were setting another one up as soon as kind of the water level had shifted. It was really good that we were at the show because hearing that and then understanding a little bit more about why the gangways are like that, why there's one, the timing to go, the best time to do things, super helpful. Hopefully this helps you when you visit Ketchikan. Yeah, I think you should get one, dear.
You want to try it? It's $25.
Ooh.
Which one?
Cool.
Which one would you get?
Alaskan smoked salmon one. Over there for 25 balloons.
Nutella and whatever.
Now it's going. You handed it to me and said paused.
Take it. Mmm.
I want a Nutella bite.
You
You can't go wrong. Can't go wrong with crepes. They're so good. We skipped the Alaska crepe because I don't really want a salmon crepe. But Nutella and banana, After Creek Street, we went to the Great Alaskan Lumberjack Show. And I've noticed our trend is when we're new to a place, we want to do the most touristy. What is the thing that everybody does or says to do? That's what we did. So we booked the tickets through the website itself. We did not book through Royal. It was about $180 for 4 tickets. And we thought that we had enough time to kind of walk around a little more and then get there about 25 minutes ahead of time. There was a huge line. There's a huge line outside. And then we get into the stadium kind of setup, and it was packed. It was a sold out show, completely insane. There was almost no seats together. We ended up sitting together, and then Kyle's parents ended up sitting in a total different section. That was kind of the crappy thing. I almost wish they had assigned seats like a theater or something where you just know that you can sit with your party. I know that's probably not feasible when they have a show running every hour to an hour and a half, but we didn't get to sit together. We didn't think we were that late either, and holy moly, it was packed. The views were okay. I did have kind of a beam in between some of where they were doing, each team was doing different things, but I was still able to see. Kyle had a really great view. There was almost no one like sitting directly in front of him. So he got the better view out of the two of us. I have no idea what the other view was like because when we walked up the stairs, we were like, okay, go squeeze there. We're going to squeeze here. What do we do? So get in line early if you absolutely want a closer to the front seat and if you want to sit together. We were all the way second row from the top in the back. There's a slight overhang, so we couldn't quite see the top of the post that they climbed, but we could see everything else for the most part. I always kind of like to talk about what the show is like. So started about 10 after, and we were scheduled for the noon show. So it was about 12:10 when it started. There is a guy who kind of leads you through the whole thing. He's kind of the host of the show, and you get 2 teams. They pit each side against each other. At first, I was sitting there and I was just kind of drained and a little bit tired because of where our room is on the ship. I'm not getting much sleep. You, if you haven't checked out last week's video when I talk about that, make sure you do. Don't book a room on deck 13. That's all I'm going to say here. But so I was a little bit tired. As the show went on, I kind of perked up a little bit and I was having a lot more fun because it was interactive. They're funny and they do all these different log cutting with chainsaws, with axes, axe throwing. They climb up posts. They do some water activities. They talked about different logging techniques as they went as well. So it was really interesting. It's a very touristy thing, right? It's the most touristy thing you can do. I feel like doing touristy things is kind of the best way to get introduced to the place you're visiting. And then after that, you branch out and you kind of do new things. But for our first time in Ketchikan, awesome. The Lumberjack Show, it was so much fun. I know it's a silly thing, but the crowd was having a great time. Everybody was having fun. The 4 lumberjacks on the stage were super good. They were really interactive and kind of playing with the crowd and getting everybody involved. If it's on your list and you want to go see it, absolutely do so. I think you'll have a great time. I think you'll laugh. If you want to get in the front row, get there early. I don't know how early because we thought we were early enough and we were not, but get there early and then maybe you can get some pretty decent seats. Oh, I wish we were in the front. It looked amazing. So right after the Lumberjack Show, we went to Alaska Crab Go. So this is, they say they're the fastest crab in Ketchikan. I believe it. So we left the Lumberjack, walked through the parking lot, not even. We walked out and then walked back into the next building to Ketchikan Crab Go. It does say online that one of the owners actually was on the show Deadliest Catch. I don't know if you used to watch it. I certainly did, and I was heavily invested in who brought the most crab home for the season. Like, I used to watch it all the time when I was growing up. So it's kind of cool that one of the owners is someone who was on that season. Now, when we got there, we checked in super quick. They gave us a little buzzer, and 20 minutes later, we had a seat. We sat outside. I don't recommend that. I'll show you here in a second why. We got king crab. It's pricey. We got 2 pounds. It's $220. We split between the three of us, and then Kyle got some chowder. I got some fries on the side, to a couple drinks. Not that much, but all in all, it was like $350, $360 with the tip. By far, the most expensive meal that we've ever bought on a cruise or ever. I loved it. The crab was so good. I'm going to show you all of that here. Hopefully, this helps you decide. If you want to wait, I know that there are tons of crab places the minute you get off the ship, but we wanted something quick. We wanted something easy. We got there 20 minutes later, we were seated. We ordered within a few minutes. 10 minutes after that, our food was there. It was fast. It was so fast. They live up to their name. The crab, chef's kiss. Here's all of that now. 2 pounds of legs. We did sit outside. That's the only thing that I would say. Sit inside if you can, because it was super windy, and then toward the end it was getting windy and cold. I heard the server say that it does create like a wind tunnel right in that area. So if you can, sit inside. Probably could have waited a few more minutes and it would have been fine. The server said the crab is straight from the Bering Sea, right around here. Delicious. They do serve it cold because they said that's the best way to get the most flavor, and you get butter on the side. So the crab. The body was good. There wasn't a ton of flavor to it, but the legs were just, had like the salt, the sweetness, the tenderness, chunky pieces of meat. Oh my gosh, I would go again in a heartbeat. It's expensive, but it is worth it. So fresh, so delicious. You gotta give it a try. So whether or not you're a person that does the ducks on cruises, you could be, you could not be. We always look, we think it's so fun. And in Ketchikan, they have little ducks. So this is at the Christmas store, and it's just downtown, $5. And he has a little Ketchikan, Alaska. So we got one. It is the best souvenir for us. We have a duck from every cruise we've been on. I usually don't highlight that because I know some people are super opposed to ducks. Some people really like them, but we have a special Alaska one. We've never bought one at a port. This will probably be the only one that we do it at. It's our first time here. Who knows when we'll be back? I had to get it. It's my only souvenir. Next on our schedule is Sitka. So we go tomorrow to Sitka. We do have the shuttles reserved in advance. It's a whole thing that you have to do. We booked a tour through Viator, so we're going to do a tour. I'm going to show you all of that. So make sure you subscribe, stay tuned. We're going to be doing Sitka, Juneau, Endicott, Arm, Dawes Glacier. I'll show you everything we do at every port. And if you watched last week's video or the previous week, you saw how much everything cost. Alaska is expensive, but I think we did a good job on this one. For today in Ketchikan, we spent about $600, and that is between the crab for lunch, that's the majority of it, and the Lumberjack Show, and then just a few souvenirs. Certainly one of our most expensive ports, but we had to get king crab somewhere. So today was the day to do it. I'm so glad we did. I'll see you in Sitka. As always, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next trip.
I'm going out back to home. Goodbye, everybody, goodbye. Well, that's me before braces.
Oh my God. Quasimodo.
I don't remember you looking like that.